Welcome back. They say practice makes perfect, and the same goes for first responders when they're dealing with emergency situations. And that's why dozens from all over Michigan are in Lansing this week for disaster training. Our own Chivon Klepser is getting behind-the-scenes look live this morning at MSU. Good morning, Chivon. What are you doing right now for us?
Hey, good morning, Evan. Well, that's right. Practice does make perfect, and that's why we are here. As you can see, the classroom behind me, the classroom setting. Fred Kohlberg is here with TraumaTrainingFX. Fred, tell us why you guys are here Monday through Wednesday. Why are you here?
Well, good morning, Chivon, and appreciate you coming out to take a look at what we're doing for the local law enforcement officers here in Virginia, or in the state of Michigan. We're here to teach them life-saving skills as ever-increasing threat with, Homeland Security. And as you know, four of the most top dangerous cities are right here in Michigan. So we're here to train the police officers how to save lives.
What specifically are you teaching them, and what did you go over yesterday, maybe in the classroom setting?
We're teaching them how to stop major bleeds, how to protect the airway, how to decompress a chest and plug holes in the chest to keep a police officer alive long enough for emergency personnel.
And you have a lot of experience dealing with this kind of thing, don't you?
Yes, I do, Chivon. I'm a prior Navy SEAL Special Forces medic and bring a wealth of knowledge of life-saving skills from the front lines. So we have equated that to our company, TraumaTrainingFX.
Great. And you've got a pretty interesting, it's not a first aid kit. What is it called again?
It's an individual first aid kit.
Okay.
We call it an IFAC. So the kit right here, the #1 life-saving piece of equipment that we're teaching our law enforcement officers is called the CAT tourniquet. It's put on life-threatening bleeds on the extremities, arms or legs. And inside the kit, we have stuff to protect the airway called a nasopharyngeal airway, halo chest seal to plug holes in the chest, trauma shears to cut clothing away to get down to where the minor bleeds are. And we got pressure dressings and enough other dressings in here for stopping minor bleeds. We also have for those areas, if you have an axillary bleed, called quick clot battle gauze. And it's for axillary bleeds or up in the groin area, bleeds where you can't get a tourniquet.
Okay, so something that you probably don't have at home, guys. And actually, coming up in a half an hour, I want to spin you around really quick because this is the moulage station. As you can see, we've got something going on, and I don't want to spoil it yet, but we're going to dive deeper into exactly what this station is in the next half an hour, so you want to stick around for that, Evan.
Thank you, Chivon, for that report. Certainly looks very interesting. Well, Jake's in next, and he has more on your forecast. As Chivon Klepser is still ahead.
We are live at MSU, where first responders from all over Michigan are going to be here to brush up on their skills and learn how to save lives. We'll tell you all about trauma training and moulaging coming up next.
Welcome back. Every second counts when it comes to an emergency situation. And that's why dozens of first responders from all over Michigan have gathered in Lansing this week. They'll be sharpening their medical skills in a 3-day disaster training exercise. But we do want to warn you, since we are talking about disasters, some of the images we're about to show you could be disturbing for some of you. Our own Chivon Klepser joins us now live with a behind-the-scenes look from MSU this morning. Chivon, how's it going out there?
Hey, it's going great, Evan. Yeah, if you're eating, you may want to just put the breakfast aside just for a little bit, at least for this segment here. This is the moulage station. This is kind of what I'm particularly excited about. Julie Kohlberg is here, and Julie, you handle all of the makeup as far as yes, this disaster training goes. Tell me how important it is to have realistic injuries, because that's what you do.
Right, correct. TraumaTrainingFX, we like to make the wounds as realistic as possible. So when the students go through and they're treating the casualties, they know exactly what to expect if they see it in the real world.
So tell me about some of the injuries that maybe you do and that you've created on people.
Okay. We do lacerations, we'll do burns, we do amputations, entry wounds for gunshot wounds, exit wounds, abdominal eviscerations, eyeball evulsions. You name it, we can pretty much do it.
Okay, and so we've got 3 little models here, and I'm one of them, actually. And so this is the beginning stage of the moulage, is that right? Now, what have you done on me so far, and what's this going to be?
This is using 3rd degree, and what we've done is you just prepare it on the arm, and you take a sculpting tool, and you just sculpt out the laceration in the shape that you want it. And after this, we'll be painting and then setting the wound after.
Okay, and stage 2, where are we on stage 2?
Stage 2 is using the same material, And this is a gunshot entry wound back here. And what we did is we shaped it with a 3rd degree, and then you go in and you paint it, and then you can put in filler for debris from the body that would have come out with the exit wound.
Okay, and then final stage, this is kind of what a finished product looks like, right?
Correct. This is the finished product. We would add some more. This is a blood paste that's in here. We've distressed the clothing to simulate what an exit wound would look like. And we would also add some debris back here, some material that would simulate body parts coming out with the exit wound.
Okay, and really, really quick, I just need a shot of this arm. This is the grosser thing we were talking about, but again, this is latex and paint, so don't be alarmed. It is just, it's fake.
Correct.
Even though it looks very, very real. All right, well, coming up in the next half hour, we're going to kind of put it all together. We're going to do a simulation for you. You do not want to miss that, Evan. That's in a half an hour.
No, thank you, Chivon. That's fascinating stuff and definitely very worthwhile training for our first responders, so we appreciate it. And Jake will be back after this with more on your coming up.
We are live at MSU, where first responders from all over Michigan are going to be here to learn what to do in the case of a disaster. We're going to show you a simulated exercise. That's coming up next.
It is. Welcome back. They say practice makes perfect, right? And the same goes true for first responders, especially when they're dealing with emergency situations. And that's why dozens from all over Michigan are in East Lansing this week for disaster training. But we do want to warn you, since we're talking about disasters, that some of the images could be a bit disturbing for you this morning. Our own Chivon Klepser is getting a behind-the-scenes look this morning live at MSU. Chivon, what's next for you?
Hey, good morning, Evan. Well, here's the situation. We've got a possible armed suspect and possible explosions, and I'm warning to you guys at home, this is going to be loud, so take it away.
Go ahead. Dave, are you okay? Moving in. Got a bleeder. How you doing, Dave?
Hurts.
Perps down.
Dave, how you doing?
All right, Dave, we're going to get you out of here. How are we looking, Evo?
Good. He's got a chest wound. We're covering it up right now.
He's going in and out of consciousness. Need a naso. Okay, hang on, Dave. I'm going to roll him, check his downside. Man, we got an exit wound. Let's get that patched up. I don't see anything else downside.
All right, nice and patched. Patches in.
Dave, are you with us? Dave, talk to us. You with us? Hey, can you move with some assistance? All right, we're going to get out of here. How are we looking?
All right, no.
All the extremities good?
Everything's clear.
Give me a quick pulse. How are we looking for?
He's got a good pulse, nice and strong.
He's breathing about 20 a minute. All right, Dave, with some assistance, can you move?
Yeah.
Get that zipped up. We're going to get out of here, all right? All right, Dave, come on. I got the weapon. All right, and there you have it.
That's pretty much it.
Simulated exercise teaching our students how to save lives in a real-world situation, bringing all the stressors and live fire.
Yeah, because and this is what it's going to be like tomorrow, right? Because what's going on tomorrow?
Exactly, Chivon. Trauma Training is going to put on a real-world exercise that's taken our police officers here from the 9 different counties into an active shooter scenario.
That was intense. I was not ready for the explosion and the gunfire and everything. And this is going to be happening, as he said, tomorrow on a larger scale. And I'm actually going to be there for that, Evan. So we'll bring you that tomorrow.
Thank you, Chivon, very much for that. And again, that was a disaster training exercise put on to help our first responders know more about how to deal with live wounds when situations like that happen. We appreciate the report. Well, Jake is in next with more.
He says they'll also reassess their properties now that the plan is canceled. Well, explosions, gunshots, and screams for help.
All right, no, this was not a war zone. It is East Lansing, kind of, and you're going to find out why all of this and an amazing makeup artist actually transformed parts of the city to train people.
6 News at 6. We'll be right back. Well, if you heard explosions, machine guns, and people screaming today in East Lansing, don't worry. It was all just a drill.
Yeah, for the last 3 days, dozens of first responders from 9 different counties in Michigan have been sharpening their life-saving skills with TraumaTrainingFX.
Chivon Klepser has more on why sometimes a classroom setting just doesn't cut it, but we do want to warn you, some of these images may be disturbing.
At about 10:45 this morning, police got the call. 2 men with guns at Michigan State University. But what starts as a possible hostage situation suddenly turns into a rescue mission.
A person can bleed to death in 3 minutes or less.
Fred Kohlberg was a Navy SEAL Special Forces medic for 22 years. He's bringing his experience from the battlefield to the practice field.
The way that we teach them to care for somebody is stop the bleeding first, most rapid means possible, then protect the airway, and then plug holes in the chest. And then we take care of all the minor bleeds after that.
Just valuable life-saving stuff.
Watch the knee, watch the knee.
Officer Mike Thomas played a medic for the simulation, and he had to treat students with this and this and this. It may be graphic, but it's necessary.
Here you get to see what's injured and you have to act on your own, decide what needs to be treated first, and that's probably the most important thing that we've learned.
So in the event that they do have to care for an injury, they're not overwhelmed and they can actually treat the injury. We pray that they don't have to ever use it, but when they walk out these doors, they will have the tools necessary to save somebody's life.
In East Lansing, Chivon Klepser, 6 News.
That looks pretty realistic, don't you think? Now, again, the images you just saw were all part of a drill, and TraumaTrainingFX partnered with the Ingham County Sheriff's Department for this training. This was all made possible through a grant. And the training is not just for first responders. Anyone can take the classes. If you'd like some more information, we've got a link for you. Just head to our website, WLNS.com. We'll still ahead.